First of all, congratulations on the Grammy nomination. That is
Thank
so
you.
so exciting.
Yeah, we are so excited. Like, it was totally unexpected, and we literally woke up the other morning and there was an email from our producer, and it was like, "Hey guys, we've been nominated for a Grammy." I was like, "What?" So it was great, and also in the same week we went to the Billboard World Music Charts as #1,
Uh-huh.
and we made the classical charts for the first time ever going into #1. So it was just a week of surprises and celebration. So it's been great. It's been really humbling and great.
Yeah, 2016 is certainly ending on
year.
an up note.
Yeah, yeah.
So speaking of notes,
Mm-hmm.
you first started out as an actress
Yeah.
back when you were 11, correct?
Yeah.
And what made you decide to pursue acting before singing?
Well, it sort of was a package. I was went to theatre school, so musical theatre was my main kind of focus and my passion really. Um, so my mum sent me to stage school as a hobby really. She just wanted me to be busy, have loads of hobbies. So I did loads of different hobbies, but stage school. I went to the Billy Barry Stage School, which is a really famous stage school in Ireland. So I went there, and I just loved it. It was the one thing that I just stuck to. And I was there from sort of the age of 4 up until like adulthood. I was like 18, and I kind of just fizzled away from it because I was working professionally. So I just didn't have time to kind of go back, and kind of the rest is history, really.
Absolutely, and I know you played Sandy. You were on a competition
Yeah.
show, and you won, and you were on the West End.
Yeah,
That must have been
yeah.
amazing to make your West End debut.
Yeah, it was something I always wanted to do. I'd moved to London a few years previous to the TV show, and I was kind of doing small bits here and there. I'd been working a lot in Ireland, and then I kind of made the leap in kind of my early 20s. I decided I really wanted to do West End shows, and I wanted to do musical theatre. And there isn't enough musical theatre work in Ireland. There's not enough work, so you have to go to London. You know, like in America, I'm sure people must have to move to New York
They
if
do,
if they want to work full time in theatre.
Yeah.
So it's the same in Ireland. We moved to London, so I went there and I was there for a while, and then this competition came up, and I had an agent, and he was like, you should just go for this competition, and it's Sandy, and you're perfect for it. But I really didn't want to do it. I was like, I just don't. That's not my cup of tea. Like pushing myself in the limelight on TV in a competitive environment. But I was convinced I did it anyway, and I kind of thought I won't win it, but I might just get a bit of exposure. I might get another job out of it, but I won, which was a huge surprise. And yeah, and then the rest is history. It led on to great things for me in London.
Really?
And
I
then led on
mean,
to this.
you could be no more perfect for that role, at least from a viewer's standpoint.
Yeah, I
And-
always wanted to do it, so it was a dream come true, really.
That's amazing. And you also were in Legally Blonde
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Elle Woods.
I was there. Yeah, I loved that. That was the job I did actually just before Celtic Woman. So that's the last acting role acting role I guess I did.
Now, Celtic Woman comes about. Do you have to audition for the role or to be a part of Celtic Woman, or do they come to
I mean,
you?
I think everyone's way or journey into Celtic Woman is different. Me personally, like I said, I had just finished playing Elle Woods in the West End, and I was sort of taking some time out and just looking for my next role or my next job, and a call came out of the blue would I be interested in becoming a member of Celtic Woman? And I was like, oh, well, I didn't know an awful lot about Celtic Woman because I had been living away from Ireland. I'd been living in London in a completely different world, you know. So I knew Chloe and Lisa Kelly, who were in the group at the time and had been in it for a few years, and I'd followed them on social media, and I just knew that they were in this amazing show that was doing so well in the States and all over the world. And so when I got the call, I was like, oh, that's that show the girls are in. That's really cool. Like, and obviously did my research, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely something that I want to be a part of. So I met up with the musical director at the time, and he sent me some material to sing. So I just sang it for him, just to see what I fit in vocally. And and it all worked out.
And the rest is
Here I am.
history. You fit
Yeah.
in, and you continue to fit in.
Yeah.
Now, what preparation do you do to go out on the road? I know it must be hard. You have to leave your friends and your family. And you've been gone quite a lot this year, right? You had the Destiny tour.
It's been a very busy. Like, last 2 years have been really busy. I have to say, we haven't stopped. We haven't been home a lot. And then when we were at home, we were actually in rehearsals. But you know, it was great because you got to go home at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, I think really the most prep you do is emotionally prep yourself. Like, you know, because you're leaving your family. The longest tour we do every year is our spring tour, which is 4 months straight through in the States, and we don't go home. So that's hard, and it's difficult too for our family to visit us because we move so much. We're in a different city, different state, sometimes every day. So yeah, I mean, it's just basically making sure you have all your Irish tea bags and chocolate and potato chips. We bring a big stack. We have a suitcase full of just food and bits and bobs
Is
from
it
home.
is it different than here, the chips and stuff?
Oh
Is it-
yeah, yeah. Well, we have our just this Irish potato chips called Tato. Everyone Irish will know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
And they're just, you just can't get them anywhere, like in the world. They're just not as good. And our tea bags, Irish tea bags, Barry's tea, have to bring them.
Well, you have to be comfortable on the road, and you have to have some of the
Yeah.
comforts from
I
home.
I would drink like 8 cups of tea at home. So when I come here, there's no exception.
Now, you joined in 2012, and since then, you've been the mainstay. You're the longest vocalist at this point.
Yeah.
What's it like to change ladies and to change, it must change the entire dynamic of the show.
Oh yeah. Well, it's been, for me, it's been constantly changing since I arrived into the group in 2012. There's been a change every year or every 6 months. So I'm very used to change within Celtic Woman. But it's great. I mean, the whole concept of Celtic Woman, it was never about an original lineup. It's been a constant flow of women in and out of the group for the last 12 years to showcase as much female Irish talent as we can. And I think that's what's great for the audience, is that there's always something new, there's always someone fresh. And it does, it changes the dynamic personally, it will change the dynamic backstage, and and luckily it's always been for the better. And on stage too, Ava came in vocally, she's the latest vocalist to join. And she has been totally different vocally than anyone else that has ever joined. And we were so excited, actually myself and Mairead Carlin, when Ava joined, we're like, this is so great, because she was so unique. I'm sure she's got
She
such
is.
unique. So it's great in that sense when somebody new comes in. It just changes your job too, because you now have to adapt, and it keeps things fresh. And we've Tara McNeil now, our latest fiddle player.
Yeah.
And again, it's just great to have all this fresh talent. And when people come in, they're so excited. And it can be exhausting being on the road. And sometimes you might have your days you're like, I'm so tired and I just want to go home. But when somebody new comes in, they remind you why we all do this, because they're so enthusiastic. They're so up for it, and it's great. It gives everyone a boost.
And now I have to admit, I became a fan through the Emerald tour, and so having that DVD, to look back on,
I
it's
love
just,
that DVD,
it's
actually.
so incredible. Like the three of you are just, you're on fire in that performance, and the chemistry was just so on point there, and it was just, I was surprised at the different staging of the songs.
Really, yeah.
From that to this show, when
It's very different now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's just, I think Celtic Woman had a certain concept for so many years, and you have to just maybe now and again just turn things around a little, give the audience something new, And I think actually with Destiny, that was the first time that Celtic Woman have really gone for something different.
Yes.
Like staging wise, they really kind of stripped everything back, and they wanted it just to be about really the four girls and no distractions really, and just to make it about the music and the big screen at the back, which is bringing Ireland to the audience. As much as the music and all the dancing is doing that, it's nice that you can bring the imagery from Ireland here. People feel like they're there, like.
Yeah. And how do you keep the stamina up on stage? I know just from seeing up close the DVD and being able to see your facial expressions, and you're very into the whole performance, and you're very sweet the whole time. How do you keep up that persona? You're actually acting and singing at the same time.
I think we just enjoy it. I think.
Yeah.
I know me too. Like my face tells everyone. Like it's so transparent. So you'd know if I wasn't enjoying myself there. Like you would. But no, I think that's what it is. We do really enjoy it. And it's like it's that old age thing of showbiz, and you might be so tired and homesick, but as soon as you walk out on that stage, as soon as the music starts, something just kicks in, just takes over.
Yeah.
And it's like you find a new love for it every night. And that's what the audiences in the States are incredible. Like they're better here than anywhere else in the world. Like, and I can say that no problem, because they're so with you. They're so encouraging, and like from the moment you walk out on stage, they're whooping and they're hollering and they're with you. And it actually makes you go, okay, this is great, and it encourages you, and they're enjoying it. So then you can enjoy it knowing that they are too. So.
Well, that's a testament to your talent and the talent of the other ladies. I mean, it's just an engrossing show. The entire time, you can't take your eyes off the stage.
Thank you.
And you probably don't want us to, correct?
No, something's wrong if you're doing that.
That's right. Do you have a favorite song to perform, whether it be one of the Christmas ones or?
Let me think. Yeah, I actually love the Christmas show. I mean, to perform with a symphony orchestra, like that's any singer's dream. Like it really is the icing on the cake for me personally. and I sing a song called "It Came Upon a Midnight Clear." And when it was put in the show, it was originally kind of put in with me in mind, because I think when I first started Celtic Woman, my vocal style was probably different than maybe some of the girls that had come before, and it was probably more musical theatre as opposed to traditional Celtic or soprano, which is sort of what had embodied Celtic Woman before. So I always felt I was dying to just do what I do. And our solos are our moments where we step away from the group and actually show off what your strengths are. So David Downs was the musical director at the time, so he wrote this version of composed this version of "It Came Upon a Midnight Clear." And when we did it in the special with this amazing gospel choir, and it was just such a moment. And I sing it on the Christmas tour now, and I just love it. Every night I feel like, right, I'm gonna have a Mariah moment here. So yeah, that's my favorite.
That's amazing. What traditions do you have for Christmas that you're looking forward to getting back to Ireland and partaking in?
Traditions at Christmas would, for me, is just being with the family. My mum is very excited this year because we're all going to be home. I have a brother and he has 2 daughters, and we're going to all be with her and my dad in the house. And she's just so looking forward to cooking Christmas dinner, and that's my favourite meal of the whole year. It's my mum's Christmas dinner, and she makes the most amazing stuffing and roast potatoes. So that's it. That's our biggest tradition. We don't do a lot on Christmas Day. We just literally sit in the house together. We eat food, and we just play with it, board games or whatever, you know. And it's just about being together.
Well, after being on tour, that's
Exactly.
going to be certainly welcome,
and jet
right?
lag as well. We're always so jet lagged at Christmas, so we sleep a lot. A couple of years ago, I think I just literally slept, ate. That was it.
Not a bad life, right? After
No.
touring for so long.
Exactly.
What, besides the audience, what motivates you to really bring your A game when you get on stage? Do you feed off the audience, or if you're having a bad day when you walk out, does it just like, oh, I have to?
I mean, I suppose, yeah, you do feed off the audience, but it's also a responsibility too, that it's, you know, you have a responsibility. People are coming to see this show. They've paid good money. They've been watching Celtic Woman on PBS, or they've been watching the shows for 12 years. So you have a responsibility to maintain that sort of, you know, the quality that has been set from day one. And also for yourself, you have a pride in your own job and in what you do. And, you know, there are times when you walk out and you go, oh, I'm a bit tired. Okay. And it's that thing. There's something just takes over. And yeah.
Well, you certainly deliver every time you get on stage. You're perfect. You have a perfect voice, and you can really tell you enjoy what you do. And I really appreciate you taking the time before the show
No worries.
to sit down with me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.